It's the Cabbages Podcast Network.
What's up, dude? How's your week been?
It's been chilling, or stressing, or
Yeah, I was gonna call you out because I know you're full of shit.
Yeah,
This has been a weird week. I feel like everyone's had a shit week this week. Our wonderful producer Gary, he's had a week. He was sick. No spoiler alerts for his private life, but that's what he was up to. I don't know, man. So we hope that we bring you joy. This season we're talking about video games a lot, and well, we do that all the time. I meant to say hip-hop video games, and the pillar of hip-hop that we're reaching today is the graffiti pillar.
Graffiti. It's a tough pillar to put your name on,
Is it? Can't you just spray paint it?
I'm trying to go for, I was sort of starting to go for a getting up kind of joke here, but I immediately crashed.
You mean Marc Ecko's Getting Up, one of the games we played?
Transition. Yes, exactly. Like Marc Ecko getting up, contents under pressure.
Dude, I have some facts about this game. Well, it's not really even facts. No, I don't know what you're talking about. But actually, though, this game is way better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, for real.
But before we actually dive in, dude, do you know anything about graffiti? Because generally speaking, I don't.
I've never done it, but I've looked at it plenty, and I like it.
Have you drawn on your desk when you were in school?
Oh, no, that would get me in trouble, Mike. I'm not a troublemaker.
You never did anything like that? What about?
No, I don't think so.
What about carving slurs in the bathroom divider?
If I was writing or my main doodle was just I would just doodle in notebooks and stuff. Sort of.
Yeah, I feel like doodling is the gateway drug, I think, to graffiti. Or maybe just all visual art for the most part.
It's so much more typography. I think that the gateway drug for graffiti is the cool S. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, dude. When I was
S.
I was trying to make a whole cool alphabet when I was in school. I saw the
shit.
cool S and I was like, where are the other cool letters? You know what I mean? I made a C. I made the word science, and to be honest, no idea. I think I was maybe in science class, and I was writing science on the folder or binder or whatever. Yeah. But I got SCEINCE, multiple letters. Well, okay. Besides my cool S writing, I don't have any practical graffiti experience. I've never practiced graffiti, although you and I both know that I dated someone for several years who was a graffiti artist, and that's the closest I ever got to graffiti culture.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, I was a nervous lookout guy. I think one time the person or two times the person I was dating, they're very short, or just regular short. I don't know where the line is for short and very short. They're above 5 foot. I feel like I shouldn't be giving any more details. But yeah, they sat on my shoulders once and did a tag or whatever. So I've never drawn and done tags. I helped make wheat paste once with my ex. That person also, if you make it, before you put the glue in, you can eat it because it's made out of oatmeal or something, or there's recipes, legitimate, whatever. Not the point.
So you were eating paste?
I was not. My ex was. My ex would eat the paste.
Just having a
without glue, though.
Eating time.
It's like paste, and then they would put wood glue in it, and then they would mix that up, and then that's what they would use for putting up the wheat paste pieces of art.
Is this now? I have an important question. Is this huffable?
Huffable?
Huffable.
I guess.
You huff it and get high off of it.
I guess it would depend on the glue. Like if you huffed rubber glue or whatever, I'm sure you could. Like if you made wheat paste.
You know what? You don't know the answers to the questions that I.
Dude, I'm being practical as fuck, and I'm giving you great answers. Unfortunately, your questions are just so beautifully crafted and complicated that there's no black or white answer to them, and I have to give you this. Matter of fact, you did this, Tim. You did this to me.
No.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, anyway, I don't even know, dude. Marc Ecko's getting up. Let's talk about it, because this is about video games, not my dating life. This
I like
game.
talking about that too.
Dude, we actually do talk a lot about dating, and we agreed in the creation of this podcast that we are not talking about dating, but look at us now.
We had an agreement? Is that in writing?
A verbal.
If it's not in writing, it's bullshit.
Marc Ecko's Getting Up. Basically, I saw this game a lot when I was like a teen. I don't remember what year this came out in. I think it was early 2000s at some time. I should have this information. But 2013.
No, I shamed you into not having Wikipedia up, which is extremely helpful.
No. The mobile version was announced in 2005. So
initial release date 2006.
What?
Thank you, Google. That's what it's saying. Marc Ecko's Getting Up, Contents Under Pressure.
All right.
In February 2006.
So this was the brainchild of Marc Ecko, graffiti artist, designer guy? I never followed his career.
Is he a graffiti artist?
Am I conflating him with the other guy?
I honestly don't know. Are you like?
We are so official with this shit. You know, this pillar of hip hop, not my favorite pillar. Actually, I just don't practice.
Well, I don't think that Marc Ecko was a graffiti artist.
If anything I know about Marc Ecko is that you and I don't care about him. So the video game he made is actually pretty good. And it's a narrative story about just like this guy who's in his name is Train, because you tag trains. He's voiced by Talib Kweli, and you kind of get caught up in this new Radius slums. Well, you're there already, but like you get caught up in this whole like conspiracy theory with I think the mayor and another gang, and there's this whole like thing where you're originally trying to be a graffiti artist, and then like you find out through doing that everything's fucked up in your like New York proxy city. What we played, we didn't beat the game or anything, and to be honest, I have no idea. I didn't really know what the story was when we started playing. It was just kind of like generic, like, hey, what's up? Like, I'm starting an adventure in this setting. Let's go. Let's go.
Wait.
Learn.
This game, no. This game starts with you like having like a showdown with someone like high up on a building, and like I think even like falling off of the skyscraper building.
Oh.
Am I wrong?
No, I'm just dumb. Well,
like,
yeah, that's like the cold open.
It starts in medias res and is just like, and you're like, wow, I thought this was a graffiti game. I guess I'm getting a fucking government conspiracy secret agent plot. I'm very confused.
It's definitely really stealthy, which I imagine, is all the name of the game. I mean, you got to be stealthy. Fuck the police. You can't get caught. It is illegal. Sketch 185, shout out to him. He was like, he brought it to my attention. He's like, yeah, graffiti's the only illegal pillar of hip-hop, element of hip-hop. And I was like, never thought of it that way.
What about that town where they outlawed dancing? I don't think breaking would...
Wait, where did they outlaw dancing? Block Island?
I think I'm making a Dirty Dancing reference, but I'm not even, I don't even know anymore.
Dude, have you seen Dirty Dancing?
No.
Neither have I.
But I have an idea. I'm pretty sure that it's a movie about a town where dancing is outlawed, and they dance anyway because they're rebels.
You can't stop me, baby.
I'm like 80% sure that this is what this movie is.
Tim, I have to keep you in control here.
I've gone fully off the rails.
I keep being like, Marc Ecko. We don't like him.
I'm moving over here. I'm bouncing back to graffiti to breakdancing. Anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna play B-boy.
The only illegal pillar of hip hop.
Dude, that's the end. That's the end of the fun fact. So basically, Marc Ecko, he describes some of the challenges in this game, just like not like the process of programming and how that takes a long time. He says that the gaming industry has this is a quote, a natural tendency to take anything cool and make it cartoonish. That was a big learning curve. Do you think that's true? Because I don't necessarily think it's true.
Sorry.
I could argue it for sure, but I don't think as a whole.
I wasn't prepared to argue with this. I was accepting his.
So you got a thumbs up to that. Cool.
Look, isn't this a subjective experience? I mean, okay. I don't know. All right, hit me with that one more time.
He said that Marc Ecko, fashion designer, said that the gaming industry has a natural tendency, the gaming community has a natural tendency to take anything cool and make it cartoonish.
Yes.
Do you think that's true? I mean, I think it's definitely true, but I also don't think it's 100% true.
So I think it was especially true around then because this is like PS2 era, you know? Like I feel like games had to get to a certain point in graphics before they stopped being cartoony.
That's actually really interesting.
Maybe that's not necessarily what he's talking about, though.
It's not, but we don't care what Marc Ecko has to say. This is our podcast. You know what I was thinking?
Yes.
What you just said, I was going to bring up Mortal Kombat and Doom. Those were two games that had like big technical hurdles that were very like cool, you know? And like you saw those and, you know, they changed the game literally figuratively. And that kind of proves your point a little bit too, where you're like, you know, until the technology's there, the crudity of the art style with pixel art, you couldn't, like Mario is only red and blue because like that's the only way you could tell it was a person wearing overalls. You know what I mean? There's design elements in gaming that are purely dictated by function, and it only came to a certain point where like people were really pushing the boundaries of technology that we were able to like properly, I think, explore tone in a way. Even with music, you know, like what kind of music is even in a game. Like I just remember like at a certain point playing like games and thinking like, oh, this is just real music now. You know, like it doesn't sound like shit, you know?
Yeah. That was a first, and then it was discovering music through video games, and who knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, speaking of music and video games, do you remember who did the score for this game?
It was one RJD2.
Yeah, do you fuck with RJD2?
Yeah, I mean, I used to.
Same, dude. Yeah, I don't listen to a lot of RJD2 now, but I think I actually had one of his later albums on vinyl now that I'm thinking about it. Where did that go?
You know, I feel like he had a weird career arc, where like, you know, he put out these great like instrumental hip hop albums, and then put out like I feel like he put out like a weird folk album. Am I wrong about this?
Yo, I had that folk album.
I remember like listening to a song and being like, this is not what I want from RJD2's music.
That's literally how I felt too. It's okay, so here's my hot take. Well, it's not even a hot take. I like that album. And I forgot completely about it. So the album I had...
You can't like it that much.
Yeah, you're completely right. You know? I guess I don't like that album.
I'm not trying to tell you don't like it.
No, I'm just trying to even remember one song, and I can't. The thing that I didn't like was his singing. I thought the production was amazing throughout it. You know, like I fuck with folk shit all the time. Like I was raised on like, you know, like pop folk music, you know, like So that's my shit, man. But I didn't necessarily care that much, you know.
Yeah.
But I
This
did.
wasn't what I wanted from him.
RJD2 was the first. What?
No, what? RJD2 was the first.
I was just gonna talk about myself and say the first hip hop song. The first time I wrote a verse or a whole 2 verses, I think, or 3 verses and a chorus, put it to a song. It was RJD2 off of Dead Ringer. Ghostwriter. The name of the beat was Ghostwriter.
Oh, hell yeah. Of course it was Ghost Rider.
Yeah. The first bars of that song. By the way, that song's about aliens, and I don't know that I have a copy of that, but it's we talk about the sun, moon, space, and the stars, and wonder if alien dreams are similar to ours.
Wow.
Wow.
Good stuff.
So let's put an end to Marc Ecko, and I have my favorite parts about this game and what I've learned. First of all, this is not the exciting part, but it was developed by The Collective. I don't know who that is. Some of the games they've made, though, were just they made some LucasArts games in the early 2000s. They made Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. They made a Buffy the Vampire Slayer game. They made a Star Trek game, Deep Space Nine, and a Men in Black game in 1998. And a canceled... Oh, wait, before I get there. The Da Vinci Code. They made the Da Vinci Code video game. And
What?
There
was a Da Vinci Code video game?
Yeah. Is that our next? Dude, we should have a season of movie video games. How fucking cool is that?
Oh my god, would Gary let us? I don't know.
Oh, that's kind of like... Yeah, we'll have to tie Gary up while we record every podcast.
Beautiful.
Yeah, now I'm like
that.
I'm getting deep into the Da Vinci Code video game, and I'm like learning about it.
Oh my god. I want to play this.
It's an
really
action.
bad.
It's a puzzle. It's a third-person perspective action adventure puzzle game, and you're trying to locate the Holy Grail, and you do stuff.
I never read that book or watched that because I'm too pretentious for it.
That's cool. Me too, dude.
Nice. Pretentious high five.
Also, I can't read. I don't high five. I handshake.
Do you give distinguished nods?
I'll take it. Only if I have a monocle in.
Ooh. Do you doff thy cap, sir?
Yes. I don my armor and I doff a cap.
Nice.
So, blah, blah, blah about this game. Do you want to hear some crazy shit, dude?
I love crazy shit.
Dude, September 6th, 2022, Marc Ecko announced on Twitter that a film adaptation of the game was in production.
Are you kidding?
At the time of this recording, that's a month ago. Getting
What?
up Legends of the New Radius. That's their New York City, the name of it.
Wow.
Well, a month and like 2 weeks ago, Marc Ecko, while we were still recording and planning stuff, new info was dropping about this game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Pretty fucking nuts. In 2013, Ecko Unlimited's Twitter said there was a sequel in development for this video game, but there was no updated post since. And it seems like the sequel's been canceled. But we don't know that for sure.
I'd take a sequel.
And then I got one more thing, which is it was banned in Australia?
Wait, what?
No, it wasn't. Dude, I'm going to have a podcast where I lie and then say just kidding.
Dude, I love that idea. Just talking like fake facts about everything.
Yeah.
I'm super into this. And saying it with authority.
Yeah. So, okay, what actually happened in Australia was they got like an MA 15+, like they got the M rating because graffiti and real-life graffiti artists. And it's saying that like it was disappointing. Or Marc Ecko stated that he thought this was very disappointing because this is a transition, baby. Other games heavily focusing around graffiti, such as Jet Set Radio, had not been banned.
Jet Set Radio.
Yeah. This was Jet Set Radio was a game I also didn't play. Did you? What were you going to say?
I played Jet Set not really when it came out, but afterwards. I played it.
Like with me?
No, I mean we did play it together. Do you have recollections of this?
Yeah, this day was our short day. I remember we played it. I don't even know if it was a short day, but I remember.
This was at the end of a day, and we had to spend a lot of time getting it to work.
Yeah.
That's how that was.
That's
because we tried to what we did was we were trying to play it on Windows because that's the way we could play it was on Windows, but it didn't run on the current version of Windows, so we had to run it in like legacy mode. I fucking hate Windows so goddamn much.
It doesn't bother me.
I mean,
grass is always greener.
But like on the other hand, if we were trying to play this, if it was available on a Mac, it probably would have been left behind when the Apple operating system went to 64 bits. This is fucking boring. Let's talk about Jet Set.
Dude, we have a video game podcast. You think everybody loves talking about bits and bytes? And,
are we all nerds?
Yeah, we're all nerds, dude. It's fine.
Oh, fuck.
And I think you're right. They would have probably dropped the game at that point in time. But they would have been missing out. Because you know what? This was the first game to use a cel-shaded art style.
Really? This was number one?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And you know why? They did that in response because they were like, there's too many fantasy and sci-fi games on the Sega, so we want to be different. And we want to have a completely different visual style.
Word. Wow, they set a trend.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot that was the first one because immediately after, like half of all of the games that came out were cel shaded. So I think Madden was cel shaded that year.
What?
No, I'm just
really
no.
Oh,
I mean, yes, I'm saying this with authority. This is the Facts podcast.
Oh, we're on Liars Cast. I forgot. The visual style, they made it up before the gameplay. So they were like, yeah, they're really? like this game could have been an adventure game or a role-playing game. And like Kikuchi, I believe, I'm sure I'm butchering that, but his the higher ups, they didn't like any of the early games. So then they pretty much just threw shit at the wall and saw what sticked until they found a game that was kind of interesting.
It is pretty interesting. It's funny that you said that like every game was like a sci-fi game and that like led them to do something else, and it's a sci-fi game essentially. I mean, like, it's a near future kind of thing.
Yeah, they have like big sunglasses.
They have big sunglasses.
It's also I don't know how. It's one of the earliest games, not the first, but to feature an open 3D world. I don't know the first. But that was challenging for them on the software because of just the limitations. This originally came out, I believe, on the, what's it called? The white one that...
The Dreamcast?
Dreamcast, thank you. Did you ever touch a Dreamcast?
I did touch a Dreamcast a couple times. I knew some people who had one. And,
what did you play?
I know I played those 3D Sonic games that were
That's the only thing I remember playing. Yeah. And I thought it was crazy because it's like Sonic 3D, Sonic Adventure. They were trying to do Mario 64 with Sonic.
Yeah, and I remember just like I didn't feel like it worked like at all.
I don't remember anything about it. I kind of want to look at that again.
Honestly, me too. I know they're coming out with that new open world Sonic. Do you see anything
really?
about that? Yeah, you didn't see that? It's called Sonic something or other.
There hasn't like
Sonic Frontiers.
Honestly, I want to like Sonic more than I like Sonic, but I like Sonic.
Were you a Sega guy?
No, were you?
I was a Sega guy.
Well, actually, I had a Sega Game Gear. That's technically the first console I owned was a Sega Game Gear.
You didn't fuck with Sonic on the Game Gear?
I did. Not that I had Sonic Chaos, I believe, or Sonic. It was some random ass game, and Knuckles was in it, I think. No, Tails was in it, but it was chill. I had that. I had a Sonic the Hulk. I had an Incredible Hulk game that was pretty awesome. I had a Jurassic Park game, which was pretty awesome.
But essentially, a lackluster Sonic game.
And yeah, pretty much.
Well, that's a shame because those early Sonic games, I mean, Sonic 2 was probably the first game I ever like.
Did you play the new one? The you know how they they made one in the old style?
Oh, you mean that guy who made a Sonic fan game to like make a new Sonic game, like Sonic Mania?
Oh, I didn't realize that was how that went. But
Yeah,
that just goes to show you. That just goes to show you to like follow your fucking dreams and like do whatever.
Yeah, that shit was so wild. This guy just like made a Sonic game for the internet free, like just for funsies, and then Sega was like, "Hey, you're better at this than we are. Will you make another one?"
Honestly, that's awesome. And
It's
like that's
wild.
kind of what happened. Well, I don't know that it was the company reaching out specifically, but I know for like I'm a big Doom fan. You know this, but I'm probably talked about it
really?
also. And
You don't have like a Doom tattoo or anything,
dude,
though,
I hate
right?
my Doom tattoo. Like
Wait,
I
really? No.
It's just huge. So I got a tattoo of the BFG 9000. It's a weapon. It's a laser gun.
Of course
it's a gun.
huge. It's the big fucking gun.
I got a new tattoo recently, and I pointed to that tattoo, and he was like, "Oh, well." He noted. He brought it up. He's like, "Is that the BFG?" And I was like, "Yeah, it is the BFG. I kind of hate it." We're having the same conversation we are now, and he just told me a story how he got bullied into a tattoo, and that's how I felt. The tattoo artist was like,
Really?
"I'm just gonna make it real big," and I was like, "Okay." Like I wanted it much smaller than it is on my body now, and I just like didn't want to be lame or something. And then like originally he added more color, which I think actually it makes it look nice. So props to him. It was somewhere in Long Island, like in Hempstead across from the Coliseum. But long story short, yeah, I like Doom. And the 2016 Doom, like the people who made that were like, you could tell like loved the original. And it was like an ode to the original and not so much like trying to go somewhere else as trying to come back to roots and stuff. And I appreciate that. And I think a lot of people are noticing and doing those things, like what we were just talking with Sonic. But Sega, you know, they were kind of sneaky with this. So what they did is they tried to do things with the game to make it so PlayStation couldn't rip them off because of it. So they tried to make it impossible to duplicate by pushing the Dreamcast limitations, using realistic shadows, bright colors, and more than 16 non-playable characters on screen without lag. And PS2 just couldn't do that because it had smaller memory than the Dreamcast. So they were just like, let's do this. Fuck you guys. Which I guess worked. I mean, for a little bit at least.
For a little bit.
Yeah. We didn't play a ton of this, though, when we played it either. But basically, you grind, you graffiti things.
It's also a rollerblading game.
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about any of that.
No, we did. We were just like, this is a graffiti game, but it's actually a rollerblading game.
Yeah. It's like a rollerblading game, but the point is you're supposed to graffiti everything. They just made... The team implemented grinding so they could enjoy the speed without worrying about bumping into shit.
Hell yeah, I love that song too.
Bumping into shit?
Grinding.
Oh, wow. That is a great song. Shout out to lunch tables everywhere. Let's see. Another person, Ueda? I don't know how to pronounce his name. I actually tried to do a phonetic lookup, and I felt more foolish the more I tried. U-A-E-A. It's like you have to make a sound that we just simply don't use in English, but it's represented by a U. But he was inspired by Parappa the Rappa.
Oh, interesting.
And it's...
That makes sense.
And
wait, wasn't that cell shaded? Or no? I guess it doesn't count.
You know, you're right. Is that not cell shaded?
No,
I guess they're using sprites, but
Yeah,
the
I
art
don't- I
style in
I
the
don't think
3D
it's
space was...
cel-shaded.
I think maybe cell shaded has to do with 3D to make it look 2D, whereas like sprites I think might be the way that's not cell shaded technically.
Yeah.
But he was inspired by it, you know.
That's dope.
So yeah, basically they loved Parappa the Rappa, and Ida, or however you pronounce his name, is he said it was like the first game. When he saw Parappa, he said that's the first game with pop culture, and that they did it first. And if I wanted to make a true game, not just a virtual experience that was actually for adults. And that also, Fight Club's anti-establishment themes were another influence on Jet Set Radio Future.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I never in a million years would have thought that Jet Set Radio was inspired in any way by Fight Club.
I am Jet Set Rollerblades. Put your foot inside me and tag a wall. I am Tim's hands. They hold the controller as they tippy-tappy to play Jet Set Radio Future. I never read that book. I watched that movie, though.
I read that book. It was a book.
It was a book.
I can say that it was a book. It had words. It had a set length.
It had a cover and a back cover.
It did.
Did you read Fight Club 2, the graphic novel?
I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, I thought you would like that, Tim, you greasy goofball. Speaking of greasy goofballs, IGN, they loved the soundtrack back in the day, especially the Rob Zombie songs. But if you're not a fan of Rob Zombie...
Hold on.
Jurassic
Are we talking
5
about
and
Jet Set
Mixmaster
Radio?
Mike.
There wasn't Rob Zombie in Jet Set. What? Where am I? I'm so confused. You've lost me. No, we're on the Lies.
Are we on
cast.
Lies Cast right now?
Shit.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Where am I?
Because I remember a lot of rockabilly in my Jet Set. Is he rockabilly? I don't even know what rockabilly... I just know it's like kind of like goths, but dorkier with like country metal. 50s, right? That's what it is? It's like 50s metal diner swag.
I'm so fucking lost at this point. I don't even know what we're talking about.
This is a free association.
I don't know what's true or a lie.
Spooky Sock Hop. Just shouting that one out.
Dude, you're just throwing words at me. And
Flip flop jelly bean, my friend.
Shit. Oh, man.
Tim, we also played another game, and we barely played it. It was a VR graffiti game, because we're saying, hey, how many graffiti games are there? Not a lot.
There were not that many.
There's a handful. There's just as much graffiti games on your like classic consoles as there are VR graffiti games. Don't quote me on that, but there's a handful. We only played one, and we played it for very shortly. I think this is also with John D, but we were doing a couple things at once, and then like this thing started getting busy, but regardless. Yeah.
So we were not cut out for this game, though, is the thing.
Yeah. And just to put a name to it.
Going back to earlier in the episode, let's just remind everyone that, neither of us have any kind of background in making graffiti ourselves, other than the cool S.
Yeah. I actually knew a C as well. I created a C, but go on.
Right, you created the C and science. You got science down, right? Yeah. So, wait, what was this game called?
I was really hoping you would do that. I have to Google it. It's like Kingspray or something like that. It's Kingspray Graffiti VR.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, Kingspray Graffiti VR. Right? I got it all?
You got it, baby.
Kingspray Graffiti VR.
Yeah, it was developed by Rob Zombie and Gandalf the Grey.
Whoa. How'd they get Gandalf, man?
I don't know.
How'd they get him out of
nuts.
retirement?
Yeah, they got Gandalf the White, actually. Forgive me.
The younger one.
I don't know.
Or older.
He dies and comes back, and he's white. That's all I know.
Oh, so older then, I guess.
Well, they don't really tell you whether he gets older or not. He just gets whiter.
Everybody gets older, Mike.
Why? Is that factual?
No.
Yeah, you're full of shit. This is Liescast, baby.
Everything I say is a lie.
Lord of the Rings was a
that.
movie series first.
Before it was Kingspray Graffiti VR.
Yes.
Nice.
But yeah, basically VR graffiti rules. This game is actually, it was kind of glitchy, and I read some Steam reviews. Everyone's like, this game used to be awesome, and now it sucks. So I guess don't play it anymore. But it's really cool. I mean, we talked about VR a little bit in the past season. Did you definitely played VR because we talked about it.
We played this.
We played it. There's really nothing to talk about. If you have spray paint, I'm not... You know what I will say?
Why don't we talk about what this game is? Because I don't think we have, actually. I think we've
Break
just
it down.
been like, this is a game, and then every time we say that this is a game, we just get sidetracked by Rob.
We're friending too hard.
Too hard, man. Too hard. And we're just like all over the place. So, Kingspray Graffiti VR is basically just making graffiti. Like, you put on the helmet, because the Oculus helmet, and you use one of the controllers as basically just a fucking spray paint can. You know, you shake it up and you spray it on, and like you're basically like on a roof and you've got a wall in front of you, and
They had a little boombox too.
There was a little boombox. Was there music that played?
Yeah, but we sucked too hard. We couldn't even turn the radio on.
Fuck.
Actually, one of the reviews I read on Steam was all the objects are broken now. And someone was like, that's okay. I'm not playing this to like pick up something on the ground. I'm playing it to spray paint.
Which, like, facts.
Yeah.
You can always just like throw on your own soundtrack. But like, so you are straight. So this is just straight up like, it's like just being out and fucking painting on a wall, essentially. You know, because you're like still getting, you know, reaching up and reaching down the same way, and like, you know, I was like really impressed with that, you know.
So, like we were talking in the past episodes, like for breakdancing, like the most breakdancing you could get is like playing a dancing game. Like that's the 1-to-1 translation. Might as well just dance if you're gonna play a game. I think VR graffiti is the 1-to-1. Like if you're looking for an experience to have a digital graffiti analog, digital analog, isn't that funny? But if you wanted something like that, sure, VR, play VR graffiti. But I don't even know if it's so much as a game as just like a tool you could theoretically use. I mean,
yeah, that's sort of, you know, how I felt too. Is like there was nothing that was like making it a game. It felt to me like it was basically just like a life-size, a virtual black book. Almost.
Right. Dude, is that our new graffiti game?
Virtual black book?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You know, how would you do it? Do you have any ideas? Because I already do.
I'd do it exactly the same way that Kingspray Graffiti VR did. I would just apparently fix the things that you can't interact with.
Oh my god, dude. I'm remembering a game that we didn't play, and I am fucking pissed. Holy shit, dude.
Did we fuck up super hard?
We fucked so hard up.
Fuck.
Have you ever heard of Graffiti Kingdom?
No, what?
Okay. This is a PS2 game.
No.
It's a turn-based RPG where you draw your characters and
Get the fuck out of here.
And that's it. There was 2 of them. And it's also multiplayer. I'm like just doing quick Googlings right now because like Magic Pengull, The Quest was the first game. And when I just said you could design your characters, that's the game. PS2 game, you literally draw your crew, I think. The Doodle Kingdom drawing games.
This game's relationship to graffiti is tenuous at best.
Well, first of all, one of them's called Graffiti Kingdom. So go climb a tree, my friend. But I think it has. What is okay? Rewind. You said black book, and that's what got me here. What my idea was going to be, what if you draw on your black book, your graffiti black book, and then that comes to life in some way. And then I was reminded by saying that of this game.
Oh yeah, that is what this game is about.
Yeah. So is
Brave
it
Knights with the power of graffiti.
Yeah. So just saying. There's that other game too. It was free. Doki Doki, not Panic. Literature
Club?
Oh no, the other way. No.
Doki Doki Literature Club.
Not that one. What's the
Not
Doki?
that one.
What's the Doki Doki thing where you draw?
Universe? No. I don't know.
There was a Doki Doki where you draw, but anyway, what about drawing video games? Why is that not related to graffiti? It's the same thing. Is hip hop? It should just be drawing. the sixth element of hip hop is or fifth is doodling.
Doodles.
Doodling.
Doodling.
I mean, it's the same thing.
Totally
I mean, it's not. It's illegal doodling. It's spray painting. It's more than that. Trains, culture. I get it, but you know, I don't think it's a stretch to say that we should have played this game and we fucked up.
You know, I'm not like torn up about it.
I am.
You know, you can be mad. I'm just gonna say.
What about you play Mario Paint?
No, I never played Mario Paint.
Oh, dude, Mario Paint is fucking crazy. It's like at least two elements of hip hop. We got painting or doodling is in there. And,
Doodling.
And then like you could create like MIDI songs with like sound effects, basically like squeaks and squawks and bells and boops, you know. But you could like actually note it on, you know, like a music scale and create songs. And actually, my cousin would make like extremely elaborate songs. Or if you go on like YouTube now and go like Mario Paint, like I'm sure there's like Justin Bieber covers or something. So you know what?
Wow.
Maybe I'll see if there is. But like it's a real like annotation software, and it came with a mouse and a whatever it's called, little mouse pad.
Oh.
It's pretty awesome,
Nifty.
Tim.
Nifty. You'll have to show me.
I don't have it.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's extremely disappointing.
Well, out of Jet Set or Marc Ecko getting up, I thought Marc Ecko was something that I thought was cool, but I don't know how long I would realistically play it. Because it functioned essentially like, it looked like it saw GTA, and you know, Marc Ecko was like, yo, GTA 3 is cool, man. Let's make a graffiti version. But with none of the shit in it. So, like, I don't need to play that. I barely even play GTA. Although I have been playing Vice City recently, because it was free on PlayStation.
Oh, was it?
On, PS Plus.
Oh, fuck.
Or it might be
Did
a
I
part
miss
of that, like, collection or whatever. No, you should be able to get it now.
Oh, I want it.
I don't know if it was, like, the two spankers in the front that they send you off with. Dude, that wasn't... After I said that sentence, I said, no one gets that, Mike. No one knows what that means. The two games that they offer, you know, for PlayStation Plus.
Oh, yeah, look at that. It's there.
Yeah, there you go.
I can play it.
Start killing people.
I'm still playing Yakuza.
Dude, are you going through the whole... Is there any music in that? Like, side games, mini games, I mean?
There are way too many fucking side games. I'm buckling down and narrowing my vision because I've fucking bored with that game at this point.
Is there a graffiti side game?
No, I wish there was.
Do you think they would be able to pull it off?
Not well.
No?
I mean, you know, I think it would be one of those things where it's like, walk over here and press this button to tag something, you know?
You mean Marc Ecko's Getting Up?
Exactly. Exactly. But I mean, the fun thing about the Yakuza games is your character is just a gangster with a heart of gold, and he wouldn't dare do anything.
Are you talking about Marc Ecko's Getting Up?
Yes, exactly. So Marc Ecko's Getting Up.
Going Up? That's the sequel?
So the thing is, exactly.
Written by Roald Dahl?
I was down with this game, you know. The thing for me that just made me not want to play it at all was the fact that every time you like tagged something, you had to tag it 10 times.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
and it wasn't like
just
different either.
No, it was just, here's the same tag. Now do the same tag over here. And yeah, and that was just like really lame.
Yeah, it seemed like it wasn't valuing my time a little bit.
Yeah.
It was like, hey man, why don't you make yourself busy? Go climb this wall 9-10 times.
We have a 20-hour game that we're going to draw out to 60.
Yeah.
Just by making your life hard.
I will say that some of the things I really enjoyed about Marc Ecko's game was not the gameplay. I really liked the menu. I thought it was clean as fuck. Like the music, the way everything looked like the black book they had that. I know we were just talking about that, but like the way you actually set out to go on the street is you had to like pick. You had a sticker, a regular tag, and then like a bigger piece. Yeah, you just had like selections for each of those categories, and you like equipped them as you might with like weapons or whatever. Except you can't hurt anybody with that.
You can hurt people with graffiti.
They wouldn't even let you. It's not like you could just spray paint whenever you want either.
No, it was like particular places. That you
Maybe
had to walk up to.
I think that could have made it a lot better. It would have been maybe
you could
too
do
much.
It anywhere?
Yeah, or at least what's a good graffiti game? Dude, I'm on fucking fire. You play Splatoon?
No, I never played Splatoon.
I just bought Splatoon 3 on a whim.
Yeah.
For Switch. For those of you who don't know, it's a game. And anyway, you have paint, and you just like you just try to paint the arena. It's an online. I think it's only online competitive matches.
Really? Oh hell no! I don't want to do that.
No, it's great. It's really fun.
That.
Or maybe you
that sounds like the graffiti part of
Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk.
That's what I was
Skater.
gonna say, but my mouth didn't make the words.
Well, mine barely.
Yeah, that's
did,
literally what
so.
it is. But dude, it's so cool. Like imagine Ratchet and Clank with the weapons and how they're all different and different ammo types and stuff, but with paint.
Oh wow, that sounds pretty dope.
So like you have like a giant paintbrush, or you have like a giant Gatling gun with paint, or like a sniper rifle with paint. The one thing I will say is that it's kind of annoying with the camera. I don't know if you could turn it off, but you have to use motion on your controller.
What do you mean you have to use motion?
Yeah, dude, you're gonna hate this. I feel like I shouldn't even tell you this because I want you to play it.
It's okay. I'm not allowed to buy games right now. So.
True. Well, you're gonna come over at some point, and I'll make you play it. So I'll tell
I
you.
love
that. Instead, like the right stick. Generally on controllers, the left stick is to move around, and then the right stick is to move the camera.
Yes.
So the right stick, you can still move the camera, but only I think left and right for the most part, or very minorly. But where they really give you agency is motion controls. So in order to aim up, you have to tilt the controller up in order to aim.
I hate this.
Yeah, I know you do, baby.
Ooh, wow. I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah, it's not good. You get used to it. I mean, they're on the third one. It's a really good game, but you just have to get used to that. It kind of sucks. But it's great. It's super simple, and I think it fits. Graffiti. Let's go. Splatoon.
It's basically graffiti.
Did you play? You don't play a lot of competitive games at all.
I don't play online games. It's not like my jam. You know?
Did you ever?
No. I've always just sort of been like, I don't want to play games with other people. Fuck them.
Yeah.
That's been my attitude.
Yeah, I mean, gaming has always been kind of my getaway thing, and I think, it's why we're all dorks who play it, kind of like inside kids. But I got to admit, I need a good, not always, but a good online game in the rotation. You can't get that. You can't get that feeling. It's, like they say, esports, it really feels like sports. I'm not a jock, but I could jock out to some video games sometimes. And sometimes I need to shoot a 12-year-old in the face with a paint gun. I feel like that's going to get clipped and yeah.
When you're running for office in 20 years, this quote is coming back.
Dude, I hope. I'm going to run on that. I'm going to get Marc Ecko.
I want to shoot 12-year-olds.
Dude, I'm going to make Marc Ecko do my Obama Hope poster, but it's going to say like Echo on it. Echo and Petro, dude. Maybe Echo's my vice, my VP.
Pecro?
Hecro? Dude, what the heck, bro?
Markle.
All right,
Peckrow.
Tim. We made it. I think we made it through the ep. I don't know if there's enough good stuff, but we made it. We talked about it.
This is a bad episode.
I pulled some out of my ass. I don't think it's that bad. I think we are good.
It was a good episode.
I think people like us.
I think it was an okay episode.
I don't think they care what we have to say. They just want to hear us talk.
I think it was
Anyway, we're going to be talking about more shit. There's, not too many pillars of hip hop left. Oh,
There's like one.
Tim, we have to make the beat.
No, I don't want to.
So, Duncecast, Season 2, Pillars of Hip Hop, Elements of Hip Hop, however you want to say it. One of them, the next one, is going to be DJing. And one of the games we have is MTV Music Generator.
Which is bullshit, because production has nothing to do with DJing, okay? Well, somewhat, but like, this is me just sort of like trying to get out of doing what Mike is going to explain.
Yeah, we're just going to make a beat on it each, and we'll play them or put them online or whatever. And that's it. You can judge us.
Get excited. Mine is going to be terrible.
But anyway, guys, thank you for hanging out with us. We like talking about games. We like you listening to it. My name is Mike, or Duncecap. My buddy over here,
Timurai Banana.
Timurai Bashmama. This is Duncecast with Samurai Banana. See you next time.
It isn't anymore. Bye.